NH records 5-month highest, 34 new COVID deaths, hospitals swarming with new patients. COVID vaccine for children above 12, booster dose for all above 40, says Health Minister. Cox's Bazar Court to deliver sensational retired Army officer Sinha murder verdict tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum. This is Afran Jum welcoming you all to Evening News. You have just heard the headlines. Now let's move on to the details. Bangladesh has recorded 34 new deaths from COVID-19 in a day, the highest daily count since 22nd September. The latest death figure takes the total death toll from the disease to 28,363. It also recorded 12,000 new coronavirus cases in a day. As many as 43,000 samples were tested across the country for a positivity rate of 28.33%. Among the 8 divisions, Dhaka recorded the highest number of cases with deaths, with 7,000 infections and 22 fatalities. The latest figures put the recovery rate at 87.69% and the mortality rate at 1.59%. The Health Directorate has lowered the coronavirus-related quarantine period from 14 to 10 days, considering the current infection rate. Professor Dr. Nazmul Islam, a DGHS spokesperson, said this today. About the symptoms of Omicron variant, he said, if anyone is suffering from a runny nose, headache, sneezing, sore throat and coughing, he or she must get tested. Eligible candidates who have or may test positive for COVID-19 will get their booster jab 6 weeks after detection, says health authorities. Meanwhile, hospitals have been swarming with new COVID patients every day. The overall bed occupancy rate has increased to almost 20% from around 5% on the 1st January. Health Minister Zahid Malik has said children who were above 12-year-old will be given COVID vaccine from now on. He made the announcement during a briefing at Directorate General of Health Services this morning. The Health Minister also announced the eligibility for boosted doses has been decreased to 40 years. Previously, it was decreased to 50 years from the originally announced 60 years and above mark. Vaccines will be given to those above 12 years age if they go to vaccine centers and show birth certificate. The minister said Omicron has spread in Bangladesh. The rate of infection has increased 20 times, which is alarming. When the infection increases, the death rate will also increase.
যারা আছে সকল পর্যায়ের ছেলে মেয়েদেরকে আমরা এখন থেকে টিকা দিব। স্কুলের একটু আগে তড়িঘড়ি ছিল, সেটা আমরা দিয়েছি, দেওয়া হয়ে গেছে এবং সকল ক্ষেত্রে আমরা টিকা দিব। 50-এ আমরা বলেছিলাম বুস্টার ডোজ আমরা দিব 50। তো দেখলাম যে তাতেও খুব বেশি এগিয়ে আসে নাই, খুব বেশি বুস্টার ডোজ নেওয়ার জন্য লোক আসেনি। তো সেই জন্য আমরা এটাকে আজকে থেকে 40-এ নামিয়ে আনলাম।
The Gazette notification on the Chief Election Commissioner and other Election Commissioners Appointment Bill 2022, which was passed by the National Assembly, has been published today. The bill was introduced in Parliament on January 27th by Law Minister Anisul Haq and it was passed by voice vote. The CEC and other Commissioners Appointment Act will take effect immediately. The President will appoint a 6-member inquiry committee to recommend names of qualified candidates to fill the of the CEC and ECs. The sensational retired Major Sinha Rashid Khan murder case verdict will be delivered by the Cox's Bazar Court tomorrow. The counsel for the plaintiff in the case said that 83 people have been called as witnesses in the charge sheet of the case. At least 65 people have testified in the court. Witnesses have been able to prove that the incident was a pre-planned murder. According to the testimony of the witnesses, Sinha's lawyers expected that the accused will get the maximum punishment. Suspended police inspector Liaquat Ali shot Sinha, then former officer in charge of Teknaf police station Pradeep Kumar Das confirmed Sinha was dead. An eyewitness told the court in Cox's Bazar. On the night of 31st July in 2020, Sinha was shot dead by Liaquat at a checkpoint on the Cox's Bazar Teknaf Marine Drive. Sinha's sister Sharmin Shahriya Ferdoz subsequently started a case against 9 policemen on August 5th. The 36-year-old former army officer who served at the Special Security Force had gone into early retirement to pursue his interests. The 6th and final phase of Union Parishad elections will be held tomorrow. A total of 219 Union Parishads across the country will go to polls. All the elections will be held using electronic voting machine. The voting will begin at 8 a.m. and will end at 4 p.m. 7 Bangladeshis who died of extreme cold while on their way to Italy from Libya on 25th January have been identified. A 2-member embassy representative team identified the deceased Bangladeshis after speaking with those that were rescued from the boat. The deceased were Imran Hossain, Roton Joy Talukdar, Shafayat, Johirul, Bappi from Madaripur, Sajjad from Sunamganj and Saiful from Kishorganj, according to a press release by the Bangladesh Embassy in Italy. 7 Bangladeshi migrants who were on the boat from Libya heading for the Mediterranean island of Lampedusa died of hypothermia on 25th January. The inquiry committee formed to investigate the death of 11 zebras at Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib Safari Park in Gazipur visited the park on Sunday. The inquiry committee contracted foreign experts and experienced doctors to prevent such death of zebras. The committee also talked to South African farm owners from where the zebras were imported. Symptoms of disease and test results have been emailed to them, said the media release. A cold wave is sweeping different parts of Bangladesh and it may continue. According to a Bangladesh Met Bulletin published on Sunday, it is forecast for the next 24 hours, it said, the weather may remain dry with temporary partly cloudy sky over the country. Moderate to thick fog may occur over northwestern part and river basins, and light to moderate fog may occur elsewhere over the country during midnight to morning. The lowest temperature of the country was recorded at 6.8 degrees Celsius in Tetulia in Panchgor on Sunday morning. International news. Israel's figurehead president arrived in United Arab Emirates on Sunday in the first official visit by the country's head of state, the latest sign of deepening ties between the two nations. Upon landing in Abu Dhabi, President Isaac Herzog was greeted by Emirati Foreign Minister Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The pair had held talks in Royal Palace. The UAE and Israel normalized relations in the fall of 2020, part of a series of U.S. brokered diplomatic deals between Israel and Arab states that had long avoided formal relations with Israel over its decades-old conflict with the Palestinians. Herzog's office said he was also due to meet Abu Dhabi's powerful Crown Prince Sheikh Mohammad bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the de facto Emirati leader. British Foreign Secretary Liz Truss on Sunday said the country will bolstering its troop presence in Estonia and will widen legislation to impose economic sanctions on companies of interest to the Kremlin over fears that Russia is preparing to invade Ukraine.
One priority is deterring Vladimir Putin from taking that action. That's why we are offering to deploy extra troops into Estonia. We are providing more air support across the Black Sea, and we're supplying defensive weapons to Ukraine to make sure that they are in the best possible position should Vladimir Putin try to stage an incursion. What I'll be announcing later this week is improved legislation on sanctions so we can target more Russian interests that are of direct relevance to the Kremlin.
Before ending, let's have a look on the headlines once again. Bangladesh records 5-month highest 34 new COVID deaths, hospitals swarming with new patients. COVID vaccine for children above 12, booster dose for all above 40, says Health Minister. Cox's Bazar Court to deliver sensational retired Army officer Sinha murder verdict tomorrow. And that's all from the newsroom for now. To know updates, videos of this bulletin, visit our website www.ntvbd.com. Besides, visit our YouTube and verified Facebook page for updates over NTV's all popular programs and bulletins. Our next bulletin, Shunthar Khabor, will be aired in Bangla at 7:30 p.m. Thank you for being with us. Have a good time.